Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing a full-size, full-featured Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean, the GMT model. It used to be that if you wanted a Planet Ocean in 43.5 millimeters, you had to buy the GMT because it debuted with this model. So 43.5 is the case size, not including crown and crown guard nor chronograph pusher. It's a thick watch, as every Planet Ocean is. I measured this one at about 17 millimeters thick, so it might fit underneath a jacket sleeve. It won't fit underneath a dress shirt cuff. Lug-to-lug, however, it is a reasonable 49 millimeters, and you'll find that on a strap, this watch might wear on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. With the solid end link bracelet, it extends to 54.5 millimeters across the wrist, and I would say realistically on the bracelet, you probably don't want to wear it on wrists smaller than 15 centimeters circumference. It's a bomber, but you get a lot for your money. A lot of steel, a lot of substance. You also get a fair amount of style, but we're talking about engineering and ergonomics for the time being. The 3-link bracelet is mostly satin finished with the exception of its polished flanks. Removable links are fixed by screws, not pin sleeves, and there are big gaps on the underside by design to vent the wrist and also to avoid gripping or pinching skin and hair. The clasp is a solid piece milled from the solid. It feels like it. Basically, a giant block of steel milled out to create a clasp, twin trigger release, so you know it's going to stay shut. No clamshell, no friction fit here. It also has a nice all-or-nothing dive extension. This design from the mid-1990s and the original Bond Seamasters remains crisp, solid, confidence-inspiring, and very useful today. Whether you dive or not, it's a wonderful piece to use over a thick winter sweater or coat. The case is familiar to Omega fans. Satin sheer sides, polished bevels, a little bit of asymmetry on the crown side to create a sheer guard, or effectively a crown guard that shoulders the crown. You'll note polished, knurled external facing to the bezel itself, and the bezel inboard has an insert made of ceramic with liquid metal inlay, an amorphous structure, glass-like crystalline profile metal that bonds with the ceramic, and it's permabonded. It can never come unstuck. So the virtually impervious to scratches ceramic bezel will contain that metal, and the two will remain shapely and handsome as long as you don't inflict serious blunt force trauma on your watch. That's the advantage of ceramic and the liquid metal inserts. Now you will note it is a bi-directional bezel. If you set your 24-hour second time zone hand to GMT, or Greenwich Mean Time, you can then offset GMT plus or minus according to your local airport or port of arrival and temporarily read 3 time zones off of this bezel. Now you also have a luminescent pearl on the bezel. While it's not a dive bezel because it can move in both directions, you can conveniently line it up with the minute hand when life and death aren't at stake and use it as a relative reference to effectively time a period of minutes or hours against the bezel. The dial is gloss lacquered and it features white gold appliques and white gold hands because the Planet Ocean is a flagship in the Seamaster collection. Applique Omega logo and marquee applied tri-Arabics in the Planet Ocean's signature orange. You will note that there are a couple of ways you can set your watch. Thread out the crown of the 600-meter water-resistant watch, and now you have the ability to jump that local hour hand in 1-hour increments, and you can actually drive the date forward or backwards as you're crossing the international date line, but it doesn't stop the watch from beating. Everything continues to keep time, and your home time remains resolutely set and unaltered. Now, if you pull the crown to its second stop, you stop the seconds hand. Now you're in stop seconds or setting mode, and you can move everything in sync. There will be a loom shot at the end of this video. It will be worth your while. Stay tuned. Turn it all over and you see Omega's, see how close we can get here? You see Omega's coaxial chronometer, caliber 8605, 60-hour power reserve by virtue of twin mainspring barrels, COSC certified with the tri-level coaxial, Omega's latest, the most durable, lowest maintenance, and most accurate version of the George Daniels designed coaxial escapement system. Omega remains the only mainstream watchmaker with a firmly exotic escapement architecture employed in mainstream products. Full balance bridge with a free-sprung index for shock resistance, SI14 silicon hairspring for anti-magnetism. It beats away at a quirky 25,200 vibration per hour beat rate, and as a certified chronometer, it keeps very good time over a period of time, but also in multiple positions. Even torque from the twin mainspring barrels for that 60-hour power reserve helps to ensure good timekeeping from maximum wind to minimum wind. 38 joules, It's protected from both water ingress and helium egress by this helium escape valve. The helium escape valve is for saturation divers. If you know what that is, you know whether you are or are not one. Therefore, you know whether this is going to be a tool of the trade for you or simply a fun conversation piece. You can see the 600-meter water-resistant flagship Seamaster Planet Ocean GMT and make it yours on the watch box. And we're back with the Seamaster Planet Ocean GMT. As you can see, there is a little bit of differential lume. The minute hand and the luminescent pearl of the bezel are differential to allow you to more easily reference one against the other in the dark, but you will note that the watch features luminescent seconds as well as a luminescent 24-hour hand, so the timepiece retains full functionality, date accepted when the lights go down. See it by the light of day on the watch box.